cry. Give me television and hamburgers, but don't bother me with the responsibilities of liberty.
Johnny, are modern artists able to produce work to the standard of the old masters? Well, I don't know about that, Johnny. The masters, especially from the Renaissance period, they're a bloody hard act to follow. Yeah. But there's one piece that's caught my eye recently, Johnny. One piece that I think can match the grandeur of the Renaissance era. Really? Where would that be? It's in South America. Right, I see.
And final headline, 99-year-old Mexican grandma's final wish granted. A giant penis on her gravestone.
Jesus Christ!
Giant penis on grandma's grave. The gravestone, which tends to represent the person buried there, caused quite the stir in Mexico City. Before her death, 99-year-old Caterina Orduña Perez had one final wish, a giant statue of a penis on top of her grave. She had the honor of a lifetime after her family rallied together and fulfilled what they say was her dying wish. Katrina shocked locals after a 600-pound Willie statue appeared on the top of her gravestone. Caterina had reportedly always wanted a penis on the top of her grave, and
Christ almighty, have a look at that fucking thing!
While traditional crosses or towers weren't on the mind of the 99-year-old, it would appear that a massive penis rather was, with the monument erected on top of the headstone, making for quite the memorial.
And what is that wish? Well, she wanted to have a giant penis installed on top of her grave. And yes, she got that wish.
It's like, I know that fucking asshole.
When you look at the lines of this particular piece, Johnny, they're smooth and sharp, and the whole thing oozes power.
Seriously at first. But before she died, one family member asked about the long-standing request. She told me that it was her desire so that no one would forget her. I mean, this is unforgettable. And that everything we loved about her would be remembered more easily, he said. After Doña Cata's death on January 20th, 2021, we talked as a family and decided to make her dream come true. And so her family honored that wish, and here's a look at the unveiling of the giant penis. Lots of fun. Here it is. This happened. This is a real story. This is a real story. It is.
Oh, Johnny, the lines of oh, it's bloody beautiful.
Michelangelo was the first superstar artist. He was a sculptor, a painter, an architect, a poet, and an engineer. An outsider touched by genius. He has a slight squint. It is rarely remarked on, but his eyes point in slightly different directions.
But Johnny, who is responsible for this classic piece? Oh, some bloke down there, he did it. Now, I'd be interested to know whether he used hand techniques, so to speak, or he got into the bloody thing with a fucking great big grinder. Because, as you know, I'm pretty critical of people using great big fucking grinders, as opposed to Michelangelo using his little bloody chisels and hammers and fucking God knows what, scratching away there for years.
Michelangelo, who never wasted a minute of his life, worked morning, noon and night on David, alone and in total secrecy.
Now, I don't know who he used for a model for this, Johnny, but by Jesus, it's got some bloody, Oh, Jesus, it shows some bloody strength and there's strength and character there.
Michelangelo calculated every angle and always considered the position of the viewer. The details are extraordinary. My own favourite is the jugular vein, which is swollen.
And there has to be a base to keep this thing standing up there. And I believe the right couple of items were chosen for the base.
21. We talked as a family and decided to make her dream come true.
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, it's got balls too.
Yeah.
It's circumcised.
Well, the balls keep
Catholic
it up,
country.
up straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good set of balls always comes in handy, I reckon. Mainstream media doesn't even cover this stuff, Johnny. But Johnny, are you saying that when we here, Johnny, at the Ask Johnny channel, we're a strong supporter of the arts, especially arts of this quality, this style and quality, and we will bloody make sure that any artwork along these lines in the future comes to the public attention.
Hear it won't seem like it makes all that much sense, but just stick with it, let it wash over you.
I mean, the colour of the stone, Johnny, the polishing of the stone, the workmanship in the stone, it's just remarkable. In fact, it's the most remarkable fucking headstone I've ever seen. But by Jesus, there's no denying, Johnny, that's a classic piece. That could end up in the fucking Louvre. In fact, Johnny, I think if the great Michelangelo was alive today, I think he'd weep. He'd weep with emotion at viewing this. Now, I think this piece could be used around the world in schools, Johnny, as an instructional bloody example of what can be done when there's passion. Passion! Well, now that you mention it, I mean, compare it to this sort of shit. Oh, this, Jesus Christ. Oh, thanks, Johnny. As usual, this has been a bloody ripping interview.
Every detail points to Michelangelo's passion for human anatomy